Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is work on changing a fraction to a percent. So if you don't, or if you do have a calculator, you can divide the numerator by the denominator, just 5 divided by 8. Hit enter. Then you're going to multiply that, whatever you get when you divide it, by 100. Okay? So what is 5 divided by 8? Say that again. And now multiply it by 100. Good. So this would be written as 62.5%. Zoom in some. So again, just divide it, calculator, hit enter, multiply it by 100. Or if you get this, instead of multiply it by 100, you could just move the decimal to the right 2 places. Any questions? Pretty easy. Let's do one more together. So 3 divided by 40 would give us what?
0.075.
Alright, so what would be the percentage? Good, 7.5%. Alright, do the last 2 on your own, and then just raise your hand. I'll call somebody. If you get it correct, you can get a piece of candy. Anybody want to tell me what 1 over 8 is? What? What'd you get?
0.125, which is 12.5%.
Very good. Any questions about that one? Here you go. Alright, for the next one, Austin, what'd you get?
I got 11.25%.
Good. Any questions about that one? Alright, so everybody's good with turning fractions into percents, right? Everybody's good? Okay. Haley, did you check in? Okay, good. Alright, so now we're going to go from a decimal to a percent. So notice how in this first example we already had a decimal. How did we change it to a percent? Good. Move it 2 places to the right or just multiply by 100. Okay? So what would this one be as a percent? Good. 47%. Yeah, go ahead. Alright, so what would 95 as a percent be?
95.
How do we change a decimal to a percent? We multiply by 100. So it'd be what?
9,000.
Good. Percent. Y'all thought it'd be only out of 100, didn't you?
Yes. But 9,500%. That's
Alright, next 2, same thing. Go ahead and do them on your own.
hold on.
And then I'll call on 2 people in just a second. So again, if you don't have a calculator, all you have to do is move it to the right 2 decimal places. Alright, anybody want to do the first one? Darius, what'd you get?
2.3%.
Very good. Any questions about that one? Maybe. Go ahead.
Is it 287?
It is.
Yeah.
Good job. Any questions about that one? You just type in 2.87 times 100. Haley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So instead of dividing and multiplying,
Yes, if it's going from a decimal to a percent. Now, the next one we're doing is going from a percent to a decimal, so backwards. So instead of multiplying by 100, you would do what? Divide by 100. Yeah, 2.87, and then, like it says, just multiply by 100. Okay, so that's decimal to a percent. Now, percent to a decimal, we're going to divide by 100, and then remove the percent sign. So 19% divided by 100 would be what?
0.919.
Good job. That's how to write it as a decimal. So if you don't have a calculator and you can't divide by 100, just move it 2 to the what?
right?
Left. Good. All right, one more together. What would be 180% as a decimal?
1.8.
Good.
Do we have to put the 0 in there?
Do we?
Oh,
No.
Have y'all gone over significant digits in
you can
science?
have as many zeros on the right, but it won't change.
Yeah, you don't have to put any on the end.
Unless it's on the left.
Good job, Diego. What science are you taking?
I'm thinking calculate that and like that side.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll need 3 volunteers whenever y'all get ready. All right, Levi, what'd you get for C?
0.00625.
Guy, what'd you get?
0.0625.
Good. Levi, you moved it an extra place. You just move it 2 to the left.
He's so fast.
Here you go. Sorry, I had to throw it low. I don't want to hit my decorations. All right, anybody want to do? All right, Diego, what'd you get?
I got 0.005.
Good job. Everybody pay attention to this one. Any questions?
You
turned it to decimal.
Yeah, because 0.5 is a decimal, or excuse me, 1/2 is what? 0.5. Then you move it 2 places. Here you go.
Same rule with 3/4.
Sorry.
This one,
I got you.
Yeah, I'm off today. All right, anybody want to do E? Heidi.
Oh, I got this.
Eric.
No, E, it's on E, right?
Yeah.
0.075. I got this.
Cyrus. Good. Because what is 3/4 as a decimal?
0.75.
Good. So you have to move it 2 to the left. Any questions?
I'm just gonna
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, in just a minute. Just a minute. All right, so any questions about the front page? Pretty much a review. No. All right, flip it over. All right, at the top, you'll see the percent formula. You'll need to memorize that. It's A equals P times B. It's not very hard. I want you to write this above because this is what it means. This is saying A is P% of B. And it'll make sense in just a second. A is P% of B. So all these are going to be word problems, and we're going to use the percent formula for all of these. The only thing we have to identify in a word problem is what are we looking for? Are we trying to find A, or are we trying to find P or B? Okay. Can somebody read number 1 for me? The first one. All right, Alonde, go ahead.
Each year, approximately 8,000 Americans suffer spinal cord injury. 22% of these injuries are due to fall. Approximately how many spinal cord injuries are due to fall each year?
All right, so write the percent formula down, and let's just read it through. Okay. It says 8,000 Americans suffer spinal cord injuries. 22% of 8,000, right, are due to falls. So listen up. P percent, 22%. Write that underneath P. 22% of P% of B. So 22% of 8,000 Americans have falls each year. So what are we solving for?
Hey.
Good. We have P% of B. We have 8,000. So all we're needing to find is A. But first, what do we need to do with that 22%? So this would be A equals what times 8,000?
0.22.
Good. And then somebody tell me what we would get.
You get 1760.
Good. And then what are we talking about? Mm-mm. Spinal cord injuries. Good.
Yeah, I meant like, that's what I meant.
Mm-mm. It says approximately how many spinal cord injuries are due to falls this year. So 1,760 spinal cord injuries is what we're talking about. Any questions about that one? All right, I want you to do the other number 1 on your own, and then we'll go over it together.
The other number, oh, come on.
Can I have a volunteer to read this one? Go ahead, Haley.
Each year, approximately 8,000 Americans suffer spinal cord injuries. 13% of these injuries are sports injuries. Approximately how many spinal cord injuries are due to sports injuries?
Okay, so what is our P in this one? 0.13. We'll go ahead and turn it to a decimal. And our B is what?
8,000.
So what is our A? Anybody?
1,040.
Good. Spinal cord injuries.
That's a lot of people. Go back to that.
Any questions about this one? After we finish this page, you can.
So you multiply 0.13 times 8,000?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we're still using the same formula. This time we're going to be solving for a different letter besides A. So anybody want to read number 2, the first one? Alright, Guy, go ahead.
The 5 leading causes of death in the United States are heart disease, cancer, stroke, and respiratory disease and car accidents. If approximately 30% of all deaths were caused by heart disease, 710,076. Oh, Lord. 710,760 deaths in 2002 from heart disease. Find the total number of deaths in the United States in 2002.
Alright, go ahead and write A equals P times B. Alright, what is our P in this one? It's easy to identify.
30%.
Alright, let's go ahead and write 0.3. Alright, this time it says that if approximately 30% of all deaths were caused by heart disease, and this is the amount of all deaths, then it's asking, this is 30% of what is the total number of deaths. So this is, A is, good. Let's see, I wrote that wrong. Let me write it back over here, sorry. So A this time is this, our P is 0.3, and we're looking for what percent of this. Okay? So what do we do here to solve for B? Divide by what? 0.3, good. And that's going to give us what?
213, 228.
I got, good, 2,369,200 deaths.
Oh, I'll put Thomas. My bad.
Good. So our 710,760 was 30% of this number of deaths. Any questions about that one? Alright, do number 3 on your own, then I'll call on somebody. I said when we're done with the page. Are you spitting it out? Okay. Anybody need more time with this one?
Yes.
Okay.
What is A stand for? Oh, okay.
Alright, does anybody want to read this one? Alright, Caitlin, read that for me.
Athletic sports that must are involved in the common center, football, baseball, swimming, wrestling, track, and cheerleading. If approximately 40% of the student athletes I teach are football players, how many student athletes do I teach?
Okay. So what are we solving for in this one? It says that 40% of students, athletes I teach, and I teach 16. So it's saying that 16 is 40% of what? Okay, so we're solving for B. So this would be 16 equals, what is 40% as a decimal?
1-4.
Times B. How would we solve for B? Divide. Tell me how many student athletes I teach.
40.
Good. 40 student athletes. Alright, any questions about that one? Alright, two more. Jessica, if you'll read number 4 for me.
The charity has raised $60,400 with a goal of raising $8,000. What percent of the goal has been raised?
Alright, so let me read out what the formula says again. This says A is P% of B. Alright, so to be a percentage of something, which one has to be the bigger number, A or B? Good. So B is going to be what?
8,000.
Good. Oh, thank you. And then we're looking for what percentage, and A is what?
8,000.
Alright, so how would we find out what P is? Divide by what? 80,000. Alright, tell me what we get when we do that.
0.205.
0.205.
Yeah.
So we need to turn that into a what?
20%.
Percentage, right? So our percentage would be what?
20%.
Good, percent. All you'd have to do is multiply this by 100. Any questions about that? Alright, then do number 5, and then I'll call on one person again. Anybody need more time? Alright, go ahead, guy.
27.
Nah, read it.
Oh. Dan went to Starbucks to use his birthday money, $20, to buy a white chocolate milk for $5.50. What percent of money did he spend at Starbucks?
Alright, so tell me how to set up this problem.
5.5 divided by 20.
So 550 would be P% of 20, right?
Yeah.
And we would divide everything by?
20.
Good. And what was your final answer?
27.5.
Good, percent. Alright, any questions about this? Pretty easy stuff?
Yes.
Alright, what I'm going to do is pass out your homework, and it's not the whole sheet, it's just a little bit, and I want you to go ahead and get started on it now.
Can you listen to you?
Yes, you can. Your homework is going to be I'll pass it out first. Pass one back for me. I'll take one, pass it down. If you'd like to pack up and still work on homework, that'll be fine. You'll just get a 0 for the assignment.
You said that fine. How you gonna say that fine? Then say
You have choices.
each choice has a consequence.
Your homework is 1 through 13.
1 through 13.
1 through 13. 1 through 13. You can go ahead and start on it now. Let me know if you need assistance. I do.
That was quick.
She's playing. Oh. My bad.
now 30%, all you have to do is multiply that by so let's look at this one. As your best one, we go back 2% or sorry. And point from I get to 75%. And multiply by what? So multiply this by that's a 600. From here to here, we multiply this by 100. So take this one, 24% there, and multiply by 100. Okay, and then as your how do you express this as a fraction? This is equal to over what? What place is this? Over 2. This is 4. And now you will just do that. No, it's not. So you're going from this small 2% is what? I know who you're talking about now, Diego. But this one would be 52 over 400. So we just need to divide it by 100. Yeah, you accidentally multiply by 100. You multiply by 100 to get here, right? So that would be 500. Oh, so that's still like your install. No, you don't have to. You multiply by 100. This is the key in what place? This is the key. This is what? Okay, so you do it. Let's go from here to here. So you have to multiply this to get, you multiply by 100, right? So you go backwards, you do what? So go back. Go back. Alright, y'all can pack up. This will be due on, I'm gonna take it on Friday, okay? This is in the what class? There's 5 of this. You didn't do one. So you can do it. Don't forget, if you didn't finish your test, to come to your period, I'll have to grade what you have. They were probably working out on Friday. Everybody say hey, Gabriel.
Thank you.
Yes? Did somebody take it? You can just put the calculator there.
How'd you not see me walk by?
I wasn't paying attention.